All right, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly step-by-step on how I was able to take a new brand from zero to $650,000 in 4 months using TikTok Shop. I literally share everything from product research to reaching out to suppliers to building your creator team and launching. So if you're looking to start your own brand and you can't even watch this video to the end, then I don't think anything can help you. You're cooked. But after you finish watching this video and you want my help one-on-one to help you launch and scale your own brand, then you can click the first link in the description to apply for the waitlist. I personally review every single application to make sure you're the right fit. But none of that. All right, enjoy the rest of your video and I'll see you at the end. Cool. Let's get into it. Today I'm gonna be going over how I started a new brand and scaled it to $650,000 in 4 months on TikTok Shop. And I'm going to be sharing all my tactics and strategies so that whether or not you're looking to start your own brand or you currently have a brand, that you can just plug and play into it. So launched my new brand September 15th. And since then we've done around $700,000 in sales. 500,000 of that was from TikTok. 165K was on Amazon, which honestly, we should have done more because from mid-October to mid-November, we were out of stock. So if you guys can see this like Amazon graph, like right here, we were out of stock. And right now we're out of stock on Amazon too. So that number should have easily been like 400,000 or 500,000 as well. But I've been documenting like from get-go, launching this brand September 15th, first day we did $300. And everything that I've done up until this point, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys today. So make sure you got a pen and paper. Here is exactly what we're gonna cover today. Sorry, I need my caffeine. So we're gonna cover my exact product research strategy to find your $1 million product idea, how to find manufacturers to help bring your idea to life, how to actually design your brand. This is probably my favorite thing with starting a brand is like designing it and stuff. So I'm going to show you how to design your brand to stand out from 99% of competition. And this is probably the question that I get the most, which is how do you find creators and how do you manage a team of creators without spending a bunch of money on ads? So we're going to go over that today. And how to launch on both TikTok and Amazon. Let's get into it. I'm so excited. All right. So first of all, what the fuck is TikTok Shop? So for those of you who don't know, TikTok Shop is basically TikTok's e-commerce platform. So before if you see a TikTok, you would have to go click an external link or go to Amazon. But with TikTok Shop, you can actually buy directly from a video. And TikTok Shop in 2025 is basically what Amazon was in 2015, a literal gold rush. You can have a video, get 1 million views and do $30,000 in sales. And it's a win-win situation, which not a lot of platforms are, where you as the brand and the affiliates, the creators, both make money. You as a brand make sales and the affiliates make a commission. What most people get wrong about TikTok Shop that I see the most is not having product market fit. Short answer, your product just sucks. Spending too much money on ads that aren't profitable, not recruiting the right affiliates and training them properly, which is the most important part. Thin ass profit margins and not treating Amazon with the right approach. So we're going to cover all of this today and make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I've made in the past and a lot of other people have made in the past. So this is the most important part. If you guys take nothing away from this presentation and this is the only thing, you're good. So this is how you find your $1 million product idea. So my criteria personally is the product must have a 70% plus margin after cost of goods, after shipping, after everything. It must have subscription built in, meaning if someone finishes it, they have to buy something else. They have to have a repeat purchase. It needs to solve a problem. So, if you launch a coffee cup, it doesn't really launch a problem, but if you launch like a longevity supplement, it solves a real problem for people. And this is another important key is it must have existing viral videos. So if you go on TikTok, people already have to be able to talk about it and there's already virality built behind it because it makes your job as a brand owner super easy and it makes the creators that you bring on have a much easier job. So with that being said, my favorite categories are supplements, beauty, or pet. And I'm going to explain why in just a second. So the best way that I can show you guys what between a good product and a bad product is, for example, this is a product called Evil Goods beef tallow. If you guys know, beef tallow is extremely fucking hot right now. Everyone and their mom is talking about beef tallow. Everyone's using beef tallow. It's a growing trend. People are trying to be more, stay away from harmful chemicals. The whole like based living movement is going on, So a lot of people are buying natural products. So you want to be able to be riding a growing trend. Once someone finishes, the whole jar of beef tallow, they have to buy it again. So you got that repeat purchase. It has great margins. Beauty products always have great margins, like 80, 70, 80% plus. It solves a big pain point, which is other moisturizers like CeraVe or these other big corporation brands have a bunch of harmful chemicals versus, beef tallow is only 1 or 2 single ingredients. And if you guys go on TikTok, there's already a ton of viral videos talking about the benefits of beef tallow. And so you can, which I'm going to show you guys later, but you can gather all those viral content, have your creators recreate it, and it just makes you and their job so much easier. So there's no good without bad. So this is a bad product that I would never, ever, ever do, and you shouldn't either. But this is a phone case. So with the phone case, it's a one-time purchase, meaning like someone buys it once, they're most likely not going to buy it again for a long time unless it breaks. But, if it breaks, it means your phone case doesn't work. Not great margins. This product sells for $11.46. So it's not great margins. And unless this is like the world's heaviest duty phone case, there's really not that many viral angles to talk about compared to, beef tallow, for example, and just way oversaturated. So these are kind of the two examples that I found good products versus a bad product. So let me show you guys my exact product research strategy that helped me find my product idea. So the first thing I do usually if I'm launching a new brand is I go on this website called explodingtopics.com. You can sign up for a subscription. I think it's like $30 a month or something. But basically, Exploding Topics shows you trends 6 months before it actually takes off. So you can see like beef tallow, creatine gummies, modern bathroom, coffee pod organizer. And the beauty about this is you can actually sort it by category. So let's say you're only looking to sell health and wellness supplements or like beauty products, then you can sort it by that and you can go through it. And what I usually like to do is kind of just scroll through it, see what catches my eye that fits within my criteria. And just to reiterate, my criteria is 70% margins, must have subscription, needs to solve a problem, and must have existing viral ideas. So I just kind of keep that in the back of my mind while I'm scrolling through Exploding Topics. And so let's use the beef tallow example. So let's say I'm going to launch a beef tallow and it's like super interesting to me. Next step I do is I usually go over to Amazon and I like to see like the search volume and how many products are under that term. So you can see in the screenshot, beef tallow, which I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. But beef tallow for skin, 332,000 searches a month, 300,000 searches a month with less than 1,000 competing products. So that's like money for me, which means like 300,000 people are looking for this exact product, but only less than 1,000 people are selling this product under that keyword. You get what I'm saying? So like 300,000 searches, only 1,000 products under that keyword beef tallow for skin. And so this is like music to my ears, money to my eyes. And then the next thing I like to do is go over to TikTok and then look up like beef tallow for skin and see if there's like trending videos. So option number 2, if you guys are familiar, Helium 10. Helium 10 is basically a Amazon software that allows you to find products on Amazon and see the search volume. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like this method too much because I feel like all the stuff that they populate are a little outdated and oversaturated, but it's like a good option to have. What I usually like to do is just kind of have all 3 of the strategies that I share with you and just kind of like make them synchronize. And like, you see something on TikTok, you go on Amazon and look it up. You see something on Amazon, you go over to TikTok, look it up. So everything kind of works in conjunction with each other. I'm not just like relying on one thing and like missing out on the others. So this is an option for you. Helium 10, also a great software. If you guys see like this search volume tool. That's Helium 10. So definitely recommend it. Option 3, which is my personal favorite, and it's how I found my $700,000 a month product, is just watch TikToks. What you want to do is you want to consciously scroll on your For You page. You want to be conscious with it. Just don't brain rot yourself and just watch TikToks for hours. But you want to be able to get shop videos on your For You page. And by shop videos, what I mean is, if you guys see in those 3 screenshots, there's a little orange cart right below the video. Those are shop videos, meaning you see that video and you can instantly buy that product. What you want to do is a hack is you want to create a brand new TikTok account. And every single time you get one of these shop videos, you want to like it, comment, maybe save it so that TikTok shows you more of these shop videos. And what you can do is just pay attention to what products that TikTok is serving you, because these tend to be trends that are happening. Because right now, if you guys aren't familiar, all the biggest trends are happening first on TikTok, and you want to be able to pay attention to kind of what's popping off. So these 3 screenshots, I literally found within 30 seconds, if that. So sea moss gummies, I think this is an acne cream, and the third one is a yerba mate drink mix. And so this is how I found my product. I saw a TikTok of this girl who was talking about this supplement, and I was like, this is super interesting. It got I think it was 3 million views and thousands of comments. Everyone in the comments were like, where do I buy this? What brand do you use? And I knew in the back of my mind, I was she was showing a capsule supplement. And I was gummies are really big right now. Creatine gummies, there's protein gummies, everything is gummified. I was just there's no gummies on the market. Why don't I just create a gummy off this supplement? And so none of this would have been possible if I wasn't being conscious with my scroll and just paying attention to what's happening on TikTok. So this is my favorite method. And I highly recommend you guys create a brand new account and just start engaging with these shop videos and seeing what it pops up for you. And with all this being said, I want you guys to think to yourself in the back of your head, when you're seeing these product ideas, how can I make this just a tiny, tiny bit better or different? One of my friends told me this, and it kind of stuck with me all the time when I'm researching different products, is different is better than better. You always want to be able to stand out. You never want to conform. You never just want to launch something that's the same. You always want to try to be a little bit different and a little bit better. So how do you do this? These are 4 ways that I found. So 1, you can have better packaging. That's super easy. So if you see, if you go on Amazon, let's say for beef tallow, all of them have very pharmaceutical packaging. Think to yourself, can you make it look pretty? Can you make it look premium? Can you market it to women? So target a different demographic. So if the product is primarily men, can you market it for women? Which I'm going to show you guys an example later on. So if you're launching a supplement, can you add different ingredients? So if someone's buying, let's say, turmeric, can you add, spirulina in it? If you know that that person takes both of these and you can sell it, increase the price and increase the perceived value as well. So instead of buying 2, you just have to buy 1. Changing the form factor, which is what I did. So I saw a supplement, it was in capsule form. No one was doing a gummy, and I decided to make a gummy, and it worked. So just think to yourself, how can I make this product a little better? Whether that's packaging, whether that's targeting a different customer, whether that's just changing the form factors. All of these are different ways that you can differentiate your product and your brand. So yeah, this is what happens when you have a great product market fit for TikTok. And like I said, product is 85% of the hard work when you're trying to launch on TikTok, especially because you want something that people can understand really quickly and catches your eye. One thing that I always like to do is when I'm doing product research is and when I'm designing stuff is I always try to put myself in the shoes of a customer who's seeing this product on a 4:6 screen. I think that's super important because you're going to be marketing on TikTok. You might as well just think of how it's going to look, how it's going to be talked about on that platform. And yeah, that's how we were able to get $700,000 in revenue with a very, very, very healthy profit margin in just a little under 5 months. So before I move on, was that everyone good? Everyone still with me? Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat before I move on. Nice. Let's fucking go. Guys, we got 178 people on right now. It's like a mini football field. Not really, but it feels like it to me. Sweet. All right, cool. This is so fun for me, guys. I'm like geeked up right now. All right, moving on. Might need another coffee, but all right. Step number 2, finding your manufacturer. And I think this is super underrated and not a lot of people talk about it. But I think it can either make or break your brand, especially once you start going viral. You want to be able to have a supply chain that you can rely on and a manufacturer that can scale with you as you grow. So what I look out for mainly when I'm looking for manufacturers is, are they fast to respond? Like, this is by far the most important thing. Like 100%. Like, I don't care if they're the most expensive. I don't care if they take the longest. If they're fast to respond to me and they have great service, like that to me is the most important part. Obviously, you got to factor in pricing as well. So when you have a product idea, make sure you get 3 quotes before making a decision. So, just get 3 quotes, compare them side by side, what the pricing is, so you know you're not getting screwed. And then you obviously know, are they fast to respond? Do they give me good service? Another thing is lead time. So from the moment you sign to the moment they're done, how long is it going to take? For me, I'd rather pay more for faster lead time than pay less and for them to take like 2 months. Like, my manufacturer now can take, how long do they take? They're like 2.5 weeks for like a 10,000 unit run, which is like insanely quick. So you always want, especially when you're just starting out or you're looking to start your new brand, you want to get to market as soon as possible. Like, I see people who take, a year to figure out their formulation and then like go through the whole sourcing process and then launch. Like, no, you want to be able to launch it within, I'd say, 2 to 3 months max. So that's why a good manufacturing partner comes into play. And another thing I look for is like, what other brands have they produced for? Or am I familiar with, brands that they've made for? Because like, if they're a trusted brand and they produce for them, then like I can, it gives me more security. So, but by far, are they quick to respond? That to me is the most important thing. So the way you go about finding a good manufacturer, there's a couple ways. Method number 1, Thomasnet. If you guys aren't familiar, it's a US-based Alibaba pretty much. So I just typed in here, beef tallow, and it spit out a couple manufacturers that you can then reach out to and be like, hey, I'm starting a beef tallow company. I'm looking to make, 1,000 units. Like, how much would it cost? Can I get a sample? All that good stuff. And the pros with Thomasnet is, because it's US based, everyone speaks English. And so they're easier to communicate with. They tend to have faster lead time because you're in the US. And especially if you're doing anything related to beauty or supplements, having that made in USA badge would be better than, if you were outsourcing to China. And for the cons, it's usually more expensive than overseas. But for my case, that's actually not even true for my brand, because if you factor in shipping, like sometimes we have to air stuff, that tends to be more than sourcing it from US. So even if on a per unit basis, it's more expensive sourcing the US, you might save money on shipping, because shipping from, for example, like China to the US would cost a lot more than shipping from, California to Colorado. So method number 2, Alibaba. I'm sure you guys are familiar, but if you aren't, it's a site where you can pretty much source whatever the fuck you want. Pros for this is it's cheaper. You can basically source whatever you want. Sky's the limit. There's usually more customization. So if you're trying to launch like a self-cleaning plant pot or something, the chances are they can usually do it versus like in the US, it usually takes a lot more money and time to get customization. But with China, because they're more advanced than us, they can do it. But cons, harder to communicate. It's kind of like finding like a needle in a haystack with finding a representative that can speak good English and can communicate fast. And usually it takes longer to ship. If you're shipping stuff from China to the US, minimum, it's going to take a month by sea unless you do it by air. But obviously that's more expensive. And if you're looking to launch beauty or supplements, then it's usually not recommended. I recommend you doing it in the US. And method number 3, everyone's favorite, good old Google. So what you want to do here, let's say you're launching a supplement brand. All I did was I just typed in Google supplement manufacturers USA, and you can see 50 million searches. And obviously just kind of go through them, have like a pre-written template that you can just like fire left and right with these manufacturers. And this is a good test to see like who responds fast, who has good service, and if they're really willing to actually work with you. Because like I said, you want a manufacturer that's not like crazy big, because then you're a tiny fish in a big pond, but you want to be like a small fish in a small pond, if that makes sense. Like you want a manufacturer who's decent size enough, that's not too big, that's like wanting to give you the best service possible, if that makes sense. All right. Is everyone got that? Cool. Before I move on, sweet. We'll just chug more coffee. Dude, I've been up since like, what time is it right now? I've been up since like 6 a.m, trying to put this shit together for you guys. So, yeah, cool. Let's move on. So this is my favorite part. Just like, how do you make your brand stand out? You know, you got your product, you got your manufacturer. Now, this is the most important, but one of the most important parts is how do you stand out? So, like I said, my criteria is I like to design something that's loud and it stands out, because like I mentioned before, you want something you want to keep in mind, like your product's going to be shown on a TikTok video. So you want something that captures people's attention. And when they're scrolling like doomlessly, you want to be like, huh, like, what is that thing? Like, why is it so bright? Or like, why is it shaped like that? You know what I mean? So you want something that's like loud and like stands out in a video form. So always just keep that in mind. If all the packaging is natural looking, I will purposely go the opposite way. So with that beef towel example, if everything's like pharmaceutical looking or like super, herby looking, then I'll try to like go the opposite. So if all the packaging is like white with blue, I would try to go like pink and like red, for example. So I always try to like keep in the back of my mind, like, how can I stand out? How can I stand out in the feed? How can I stand out on an Amazon search? So if you guys like type any product up on Amazon, it's going to show you like a fuck ton of different products. Like, you always want to keep in mind how your product is presented on these digital real estate. So this is an example that I just like quickly found. So for example, this is a beef liver supplement. And this was like the first page that I saw, first row. You can see like this is very ancestral, very based. The second one's very like herby, natural looking. Third one looks very based. Fourth one's just very, very bland, pharmaceutical looking. Same with the last one. And so I came across this brand recently and they're fucking crushing it. They're doing like, I don't know, like $5 million a month maybe. And they went the exact opposite approach. They went graffiti, they went loud, they went punk, they went targeted to women. And it's just the exact, like, can you guys see this? Like, just complete opposite of what everyone else was doing in the category. And they won, and they're winning. So it worked out. But this is what I kind of like the mental exercise that I want you guys to always be mindful of when you're doing product research and like designing your brand and designing your packaging, is just like, you always want to stand out. Like, you never want to be doing exactly what everyone else is doing. So, graffiti art targets women when clearly all these different products are targeting men specifically. They just went 360, complete opposite direction. And you can see 20,000 bought in past month just on Amazon alone. And it clearly worked out for them. And so when I'm going through the creative process of designing my brand and designing my packaging, I like to put together a mood board. So this is a mood board that I actually put together on a brand that I didn't launch, which I might, I don't know yet, but I still really want to do it. I still think it's a great idea. But this is a mood board that I put together, as you can see, very Gen Z, very, 90s pop, very, very girly, which is like the exact target demographic that I'm trying to go after. So when you're designing your brand, you always want to have your target customer in mind. So if you're selling to, yoga moms, you want to have that aesthetic in mind. Or if you're selling to like alpha chads, you want to have that aesthetic in mind. And what I like to do, and this is like a creative process. So like make sure you have fun with it. Don't treat it like a chore, because you want to be able to find images that evoke like a certain emotion, like something that you personally resonate with, that you find like super dope, super cool. But I think first step, putting together like a little mood board like this is super helpful in kind of getting the gears turning, seeing what other packaging is out there that you want to emulate and how you can design your brand. So once you put together your brand, what I like to do with AI, which is like all the rage right now, and I've been testing a bunch of stuff, is I like to kind of get like a first draft of what my brand would look like on ChatGPT. So the prompt I just kind of put in is super basic. I said, I need you to pretend you are a world-class branding expert. And with the same beef tallow example, I just wrote, I'm looking to create a beef tallow for skin product targeting Gen Z woman. I want elements of 90s pop. I want it to be a 12-ounce jar. I want it to be pink. I need it to stand out. And so it just kind of auto-populates something. And what I did was I was like, based on everything, help me create a prompt to input into Midjourney to create my mock packaging design, which I'm going to show you in the next slide what Midjourney is. And so ChatGPT kind of put this prompt, this long prompt, and I input that into Midjourney. And Midjourney, for those of you who don't know, is basically like an AI image generator. I think it's like $5 a month on Discord, but totally worth it. So I just put the prompt in, and this is kind of what it came out, which I think it honestly looks pretty sick. I think it looks pretty cool. Very like fun, very like pop culture, definitely resonates with like a Gen Z demographic. And keep in mind, it's not going to be perfect. Like, this is a starting point. It's not the end point. It's not going to be perfect, but it will give you like a very good based idea on what you kind of want and what you're looking for, that you can then pass on to your designer to kind of like fine tune and make the final product. And so after you get that kind of draft, you can play around with it. You can ask Midjourney, change up the prompt. Once you kind of have something that you're like, okay, I want to expand on this, you can either go on 99 Designs or Upwork and find a designer to kind of put your idea into life. Like I said, this is like my favorite part. I like geek out about shit like this, and this is super fun for me. Cool. Step number 3. How the fuck do I find creators? Like, how do I manage a team? How do I put together your squad? Which is the key with TikTok Shop, because you want to be able to have creators, good quality creators that are making videos every single day about your product. And that is the most important part. So before we get into that, I want to share with you guys what creators actually look for when they're promoting products. Because if you guys don't already know, affiliates are getting bombarded, like literally spammed every single fucking day with messages from brands being like, hey, can you promote our product? Can you promote our product? But a lot of people don't have any of these things that creators want in terms of promoting a product. And these things are high commissions. So anywhere from like, I would definitely recommend like 20%, 20, 30% minimum. High commissions, a prize incentive. So Goli, which is the apple cider vinegar company, back in like, I think October, launched like a prize incentive similar to this, where for every, let's say $3,000 they generate, they get a prize, right? So they kind of like started this new trend that a lot of new brands have to adapt to, because now affiliates are like, oh, do you guys have a prize incentive? If you don't, then I don't want to work with you. You know, so you just kind of got to adapt to it. So do they have high commissions? Is there incentives in terms of prize, a good product, obviously, and social proof? So we're going to cover all those things and why this is important. So like I said, affiliates are not going to want to promote a brand new product with no reviews, no units sold, and no viral videos to replicate from, right? So take a look at this little screenshot listing I got. It's got 4 units sold. It has no reviews. It's lightning mug, like a coffee mug. So bad product, no social proof, no viral videos to replicate from. Affiliates, like if you were in their shoes, like you wouldn't want to promote this product either, right? So how do we fix this? We got to start a snowball, boys and girl. So I want you guys to think about it like this. You want to be able to assemble, when you're first launching on Shop, you want to assemble your Avengers, like your little squad, you know, of killer creators, your Avengers. You want to put together like a little team, nothing crazy, of 5, maybe 10 creators on retainer. And I'm going to explain why you want them on retainer, which means, let's say they're posting 30 videos a month, a video a day. Let's say you have 10 creators posting 30 videos. That's 300 videos a month. And all of this is to bet that one video goes viral and kicks everything off. Remember how I said you got to like start a snowball? Like you're at the top, you have no units sold, you have no reviews, you have no viral videos. You got to kickstart that snowball somehow. And your Avenger squad is going to help you, because let's say you get 300 videos out a month from those 10 creators. One video has to go viral, right? Once that video goes viral, other affiliates on TikTok are going to see that virality and be like, you know, this product's offering great commission. There's viral angles here. It has 1,000 units sold. Let me get in on this too. But these affiliates here aren't going to want to promote your product if you don't have that initial snowball going. So that's why it's so important to assemble your little squad. It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be anything crazy, but you just want to assemble your Avengers when you first got started launching on TikTok. And trust me, one viral video is really all it takes. When we launched in September 15th, I think it took us like a week to get our first viral video of like 100,000 views. And then once we got that 100,000 view video, we took that video and we sent it to all of our other creators to be like, hey, this video went viral, recreate it. And like, I think 80% of our creators that recreated that viral video went viral. And so it started the snowball. Other affiliates saw the virality, got in it, and this kind of signals TikTok's algorithm. It's like, oh, wow, like a bunch of people are promoting it, and people are buying it. Let's promote this product on the feed even more. So you just got to start the snowball. The 0 to 1 phase is by far the hardest. But once you get it right, everything is a lot easier after that. So the $1 million question is, where the fuck do you find these creators? So these are 3 different resources that I found to be helpful. First is Brands Meet Creators, owned by my buddy Mike. He has like an affiliate network of like 20,000 affiliates. And so you can make a job posting on there, be like, hey, you know, I own this beef tallow company. I'm looking for 10 female creators to make 20 videos a month. And you can make a job posting on there to find your creators. Another good example is Your First Dollar. It is a community of TikTok affiliates. So this screenshot right here, you can post like, hey, looking for 5 female creators, must be USA based, offers 25% commission. You post it and you can reach out to these people. Or if you have someone like a VA, or if you want to do it yourself, you can reach out to people on this tool called Fastmoss. Fastmoss is basically a TikTok analytics tool. So it breaks down how much revenue each product is making and all the affiliates that are creating for this product. So if you guys look close, I don't know if you guys can see it, but Evil Goods affiliates, it shows like a list. Holy shit, they have so many affiliates. 1,000 affiliates, and you can like click their profile, find their email, reach out to them on TikTok, whatever it is. And you can say something like, hey, I love the video you made for blank, Evil Goods. I recently launched a beef tallow product and would love to work with you. Right now, we're offering $450 for 30 videos and a 25% commission. Are you interested? And speaking of which, with these creators on retainer, the pay usually goes between like $300 to $1,500 based on GMV, which is just another fancy word for revenue. So if I'm like a creator and I've done like, I don't know, $50,000 in revenue for brands, I can charge something along the lines of $700 or $800 a month for 30 videos. And so when you're starting out and you're looking to put together your team of 5 to 10 creators, keep in mind, do not pay them up front. Like I've done this shit and I got absolutely fucked over where one time I paid a creator up front for like $1,500 for like 20 videos or something. Paid him up front and then I got ghosted and I never saw that money back ever again. And so usually, let's say you have like a $5,000 budget for creators, right? You only pay that $5,000 at the end. So after they post 30 videos. So if I'm a creator, if Damien's a creator and I signed for your brand for 30 videos, I would only get paid if I finish the, whatever the set amount of videos you agreed upon is. So whether that's 20 videos or 30 videos, only pay that at the end. Don't pay up front. Trust me. Just trust me. Okay. So after you put together, it's also one thing I also want to add is like, you got to reach out to, I don't know, like 50 people to maybe get 3, if you're lucky, like good quality affiliates that want to work with you. So it's a numbers game. Just like with anything, you want to do as much outreach as possible or make a job posting, have them come to you. But you want to make sure you weed out bad people and only onboard like good quality affiliates, especially when you're just starting out. And the way I like to do it, and it's what a lot of other brands do, is you want to onboard everyone in a Discord server. So let's say you put out a job posting, you get 5 to 10 people. You want to onboard all those creators into your own ecosystem. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want to communicate with them. You want to make sure that you treat it like kind of like a mini family, like once someone has like, I don't know, gets their first sale, you want them to share it with the group to get the whole group fired up. You know what I mean? So this is kind of what our Discord server looks like. We have an announcement tab. We have a creator brief. We have a wins channel. So every single time someone makes a sale, 10 sales, 100 sales, whatever it is, they post in the chat. Other creators that we have see that and get fired up. And so it's just easy to manage everyone with like payments and like communication and all that stuff. And then we also have a creator brief that we do. So a creator brief is simply just, remember how I said you want to find a product with existing viral ideas? This is why, because you want to put together all those viral ideas into like a Notion or whatever you want to use into like a little brief that you can then share with affiliates like, hey, this is the brand. These are the benefits. These are the features. These are past videos that have gone viral for this product, and just give them the best possible resources for them to succeed. Because at the end of the day, they win, you win. It's a win-win situation. So you just want to do your best to give them everything they need to go viral. And just to show you guys how crazy this shit is, truly, we had 12 creators, like 12 creators on the squad. Like my mini Avengers team had 12 creators. And it quickly snowballed. You can see now we have 1,800 affiliates posting for us. And these are affiliates, keep in mind. These aren't people that we're paying retainers. I think right now we have like 24 creators we're paying on retainer, but the rest are just affiliates. And that's why I say it's so important to get that initial snowball running, because other affiliates are going to see. You get the point. And, we have where is this? We have a little prize incentive. So like, if a creator generates $3,500 in revenue, we buy them a pair of AirPod Maxes, 10K, iPhone, 500K. No one's hit that yet. We'll buy them a Tesla. But this is like one of my creators. She won a pair of AirPods last month, or when is this? November. Yeah, won a pair of AirPods last month. And you just got to treat. And one thing a lot of people and a lot of brands get wrong is they kind of treat their creators poorly. But you just got to keep in mind, like, creators are pretty much the lifeblood of your TikTok shop business. So you want to treat them well. You don't want to be like extremely stingy. Just treat them, with respect, and just pay them on time, all the good business principles, and just treat them really well. Is that making sense to everyone? Everyone good? Drop a, let's switch it up a little. Drop a 6 in the chat. Drop a 6 in the chat before I move on. W's in the chat. What up? How many people we got right now? Let me see. Okay, 178 people. Sweet. Yeah, if you guys have questions, I'm gonna do a little Q&A. Hold on, let me get some water real quick. I'm a little parched, not gonna lie. But yeah, I hope this is valuable for some of you. I know you guys are spending your time on a Tuesday night here, so I want to make sure this is as valuable as possible for y'all. Cool. Let me move on, and we can save the Q&A for the end. Step 4, I'm going to talk about the Amazon launch. So everything I talked about just now is with TikTok Shop and TikTok only. But the beauty and where you're going to make, I'd say, majority of your profit from is Amazon. Because, and just to show you guys, like, once we started going viral, this is October 1st to today, like, we've been out of stock for a minute, since like January 10th. But we're also out of stock from, mid-October to November. So basically, like, 2 out of the 5 months or 4 months, we're out of stock. And we're able to do like 165,000 with, I think it was like $15,000 in ad spend. So the rest is just like organic, which is fucking crazy. If you guys know anything about Amazon or like Amazon FBA, you know how expensive it is nowadays to launch your product. You can't just like make something, slap it on there and just expect to make sales. It's just pretty much impossible nowadays. But just to show you guys like how crazy this TikTok to Amazon halo effect is, we were able to do 165 grand, 15K in ad spend in, let's say, call it like 3 months, just like all from all the eyeballs we got. And the key for this is because people, once you start going viral and you have a fuck ton of creators and affiliates making videos from you, people are going to see it on TikTok, and a majority, I wouldn't say a majority, maybe like a portion of those eyeballs are going to buy it on Amazon. Because you got to think about it this way, like 2-day shipping, credit cards on file, people trust Amazon. Like whenever I see something, whether that's like on TikTok or like someone's telling me about it, the first thing I do, right? And I'm sure you guys do the same thing. You go on Amazon, add it to cart, buy now, and it comes to your door in like 5 hours. So what a lot of people are going to do is they're going to see your product, see your content on TikTok, and then look your product and your brand up on Amazon and buy it through there. And the beauty about this is you're getting so many eyeballs on TikTok, and a lot of them are going to Amazon, and you don't have to pay for those clicks. Like you don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to pay for anything. Like it's just free organic ranking on Amazon. And the way we like to do it, and this is what I tell everyone that's looking to get started, is have inventory. Like when you're first getting started, send a portion of your inventory. So let's say you have like 2,000 units, right? Send like 1,000 units to your warehouse, your 3PL, and then send 1,000 over to Amazon. So once TikTok starts rolling, you can click a simple button and just turn on Amazon and have people buy it there. And the beauty about this is once you start going viral, people are looking your product up on Amazon. There's a honeymoon period on Amazon, which is like a 90-day period where they just rank the shit out of your product. You want to be able to capture all that traffic they're generating on TikTok, have it on Amazon spillover, and you can rank for a keyword. So The strategy is like if you're launching beef tallow, right, and it has 300,000 searches a month and you're going viral on TikTok and you just turn it on Amazon, and Amazon sees that you have all this interest and like traffic from TikTok to your listing and people are buying it, they're going to rank you super, super high on that 300,000 beef tallow keyword. And once you stick there, bro, that's fucking money. Like that's as close to passive income as you can possibly get, because once you're in like first, second, third, or even fourth, fifth spot, like it's just pretty much free money for you and you're just sticking there. And the key is make sure, obviously you get your reviews, make sure you're ranking for the right keywords. So if you're doing like beef tallow, you want to have, beef tallow for skin, you want to have natural moisturizer alternative, blah, blah, blah. You want to have those in your keyword, and obviously make sure you get reviews. But the whole playbook, right, is generate as much profitable traffic on TikTok and then make majority of your profit on Amazon. I wish I put a screenshot of our profit margins. Maybe I will. I'll share it later maybe. But on TikTok, our margins are probably like 20% net, like after everything, after commissions, after cost of goods, after shipping, after prizes, after everything, right? After ads. On Amazon, our margins are 50% net. Like we make 200K, I profit $100,000, like pure profit. And that's why it's so important to have like these two work in tangent and make sure they're working together instead of like you're doing one instead of the other. So I just want you guys to see, like, do you guys see how crazy this shit is? Like once you start going viral, you pick the right product, you find the right supplier, you put together your little mini Avenger squad, and then you generate all this eyeballs on TikTok, turn on Amazon, make a fuck ton of money, retire your parents, go to fucking Bahamas. Do you guys see how crazy this shit is? So yeah, this is, if this shit was like around when I was first getting started, dude, I would be fucking off in St. Bart's right now. Promise you. But maybe in like 2 years, once I sell my gummy brand. Now, before I get into this, I hope this was valuable. I need you guys to take this information and actually use it. I hope you guys got your pen. I hope you guys are at paper and start taking notes, because this is pretty much everything I've learned in the past, almost year now, distilled into this little presentation. And so I didn't gatekeep anything. I pretty much shared all the sauce that in my brain with you guys. I showed you guys how to start and scale your own brand today, whether you're looking to start or you have your existing brand, you're looking to grow it on TikTok and Amazon. Hope this was valuable. But like I said, this shit only works if you work. Like I can show you exactly step by step, but if you guys don't do it, like none of this shit matters. So I need you guys, if you guys are on this, you guys are committed, and I need you guys to commit. Otherwise, this presentation and this time you spent on this live is just for nothing. Looks like you made it all the way to the end of the video. So thank you so much. I really, really, really hope you found this presentation helpful, because it is literally every single thing I've learned over the past 6 months distilled into this 45-ish minute long presentation. So I hope you found it valuable. But if you're looking to start and scale your own brand on TikTok Shop and Amazon, and you want my one-on-one help in helping you find your product idea, connect you with my personal suppliers, connect you with my creator network, and help you launch on there, then you can tap that first link, submit your application, and I'll personally reach out if I think it's a right fit. We are currently closed, so it is a wait list. So I'll reach out to you when we open enrollment next. But nonetheless, I hope this video was super valuable, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.